And in this episode, welcome listeners. Hey, Vehicle Safety Recalls week is on again every time each year, March 3rd through March 9th. And, look, here's the question. Do you know if your vehicle has an open recall? Well, the U.S. Department of Transportation's National Highway Traffic Safety Administration urges consumers to utilize free resources to check for recalls. It's about your life, your car, and others on the road as well. And Alex Ansley, he's the division chief of recall management for the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Well, welcome, Alex.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for having me, and a happy Vehicle Safety Recalls Week, Mark.
Yeah, it is a big week. People just sort of take it for granted a little bit, but for those that don't know, the uninitiated, what is Vehicle Safety Recalls Week? What's it about?
So this is the week every year in March where we urge consumers to go check their VIN number or their license plate number to find out if their vehicle has any open safety recalls. So we make that super easy. You just go to the website, which is nhtsa.gov/recalls, and you type in your license plate or your VIN number. And very quickly, it'll tell you whether your vehicle is impacted by an open safety recall. So while recalls happen, every day, all year round, this is the one year, the 1 week of the year where we really emphasize that it's a great time to go search your particular vehicle to find out if you're impacted by a recall.
Mm-hmm. Well, is this the one where, you got to go find out through the VIN number or some other way? How do people understand which way to find out?
Well, the website makes it pretty easy for you. So you can search by your VIN number, or the easier way, honestly, is the license plate number. And then there's the way that I use that's actually been very useful for myself, which is our downloaded mobile app, which is called the Safer Car app. And you can put that on your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android phone. You can put that on your phone, and it will tell you proactively if you have any open recalls when they happen.
Well, that's a good idea, isn't it? I mean, everything
Yeah.
these days with apps, isn't it? The
Yeah.
Safer Car app. Could you believe it? Well, if a vehicle has an open recall, what does one do to move forward?
So if your vehicle is impacted by an open recall, we urge you to contact your local dealership and get that repair scheduled. That repair is completely free, and they won't pressure you into buying anything. Doesn't matter if your vehicle's still in warranty or outside of warranty. If you're going in for a recall repair, it's completely free. So contact your local authorized dealership, and they'll get you on the calendar for the free repair.
Okay. And there are a couple of things. You've got a website for more information that people can go to. The beauty of this, of course, is they can sit back with a cup of joe or tea or whatever and really take their time. Would you like to share that with us?
Absolutely. It's NHTSA.gov, NHTSA.gov/recalls. We have both the website, and we also have a hotline where you can give us a call and ask us any questions you might have about your open safety recalls. And also, if you have a defect on your vehicle that you think, maybe this defect should be a future safety recall, please let us know. We take complaints and we investigate those, and sometimes they end up as future safety recalls that get fixed for free. So that hotline is 1-888-327-4236. And we have agents standing by to take that complaint if you want to do it over the phone.
Hmm. Now, I wanted to ask you, because particularly in an area like ours, it's in English as well, but what about Spanish for people?
So manufacturers are required to send a letter to owners when a safety recall is ready to be repaired. And so they will get a letter in the mail. Usually it's English, but in some cases that letter will be in both English and Spanish.
All right. So there's no excuse there either. That's pretty good coverage, really. It's a big thing every year, isn't it? I mean, do you get stats back from, sort of reporting on how well it's done for you each year that you push for this? Because it's about road safety overall, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And we do get completion reports back from manufacturers. They let us know every quarter how many vehicles are getting fixed, which is very important. So we measure that to make sure that recalls are getting repaired across the country. And recalls are a really big deal. So last year alone, we had almost 1,100 safety recalls for the year. And that impacted more than 35 million vehicles and pieces of equipment. And that includes car seats and tires and trailers and all sorts of things. So recalls are a big deal, and they impact millions of vehicles every year.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of vehicles you mentioned, Alex. I mean,
It really is. We're not bored every day here at the.
no.
It's
I was going to say, but what amazes me is it's almost like something to do with manufacturing. I mean, every year there seems to be recalls. What's the cause of this, do you think?
Well, it's different for every recall, right? So every scenario is different. What we're seeing is a trend in more electronic related recalls. So a lot of software issues, especially as vehicles are becoming more modernized, and there's so many computers on a vehicle now. So we're seeing a lot of software recalls and a lot of recalls that impact electronics. So that's a very common issue that we see these days.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Computers and the IT component of it. And then there's the AI component of it. And God knows what. I mean, it's not like the old days, is it? It's all changed.
It is not. No, we don't see a lot of AI recalls right now, but I'm sure in the future, who knows?
Right. So you're the division chief for recall management, right?
That's
Uh,
correct.
your responsibility is what?
So my responsibility is overseeing the National Automotive Recall Program. So, like I said, every year we manage the review and the publication of new safety recalls. Last year was about 1,100 recalls over the course of the year, and then we manage and monitor those recalls to make sure that vehicles are getting fixed. So we work every day with the manufacturers to make sure they're doing what they need to do to get those vehicles on the road fixed.
Hmm. Well, in the world of robots and the way it's looking, more and more are being utilized in manufacturing. Is there such a thing as less mistakes done when they do it compared to human interaction?
Yeah, robots are definitely used in the manufacture of vehicles, but a vehicle is a very complex machine these days, right? And so many things can happen to a vehicle before it rolls off that assembly line. And so it might take a few months, it might take a few years, but hey, defects happen. And when they happen, we want to make sure they get recalled quickly and get repaired properly. And of course, that repair is free to owners who are impacted. So yeah, they certainly do happen. It's a very complex manufacturing chain, right? But
Hmm.
we want to make sure that when they are recalled, that it happens properly and that repair is free. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, yeah, very important. Is there an issue with anybody missing that letter that comes out? I mean, it is a letter sent to your home, right? It's not an email or
Correct.
something.
Correct. It's a physical letter that gets mailed to the registered owner. So whoever is registered as the owner of that vehicle through your state DMV, that's who receives the letter. But that's why we have vehicle safety recalls weeks to really remind everybody that you should go check proactively because things happen with registration data, right? With addresses and registration data. So maybe you just moved, or maybe you
Hmm.
technically own the vehicle, but maybe it's your niece that actually drives that vehicle regularly. And so maybe she didn't get that letter because she's not the one that's registered to the vehicle. So that's why this week is so important to remind everybody that, hey, you should take it upon you to go check on the website to see if that vehicle that you're driving is impacted by an open safety recall. And if it is, to get it fixed quickly.
Yes, that's very important. People do move. There's a lot of movement across the country.
Mhm.
And then you've got letterboxes that, with the wind blows things down the road and so on. So you do have to be careful. But it's great for everybody. You do a terrific job, Alex, every year. And we should be grateful. Now, look, folks, get the, what's it called? The Safer Car app. That's a great idea. It
The
reminds you and
Safer
tells
Car
you.
app.
Yeah,
The Safer
easy
Car
to
app has
do.
actually helped. Mark has actually even helped me. I'm the one that deals with safety recalls every single day in my work. But
Right.
it's actually told me when my vehicle is impacted by a new safety recall. So it was very helpful.
How about that? That's
Yeah.
fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Ansley, you've been listening to. He's the Division Chief Recall Management of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the NHTSA. Great job, Bad. Thank you very much. And, keep up the good work, okay?
Thanks, Mark. Have a good one.
Goodbye.